So good evening, everyone. Welcome again to our meditations and discussion session tonight, organized by Association of Engaged Buddhists. My name is Meredith. So a brief introduction of who AEB is. We are a not-for-profit organization formed by a group of lay Buddhist practitioners and supported by an ordained Sangha as our spiritual director, which is Bhante Teja Dhammo. So we organize regular Dhamma talks, meditation practice, meditation retreats. And in fact, you can see behind me, it is our beautiful retreat center at the Southern Highland called Vijayasala. In fact, our first retreat after, all this lockdown and things like that will be tomorrow, actually. So tomorrow onwards, we have this 4 days retreat. Contemplation as meditation by Bhante Akaliko. And then following months, we will have another retreat. It's a weekend silence meditation retreat organized by Kainan, our secretary, our committee, Kainan Tan, a very young, very bright spiritual teacher and meditation teacher as well. So if you want any updates on our latest retreat, just watch out for the latest updates on your newsletter, your website, our Facebook, and to see whether you're interested to join any of these retreats or not. So tonight's meditation and discussion session is aimed to provide a platform where we can learn, discuss and practice meditation together in an open, safe and non-judgmental environment. So you can come and learn from different teachers on the different meditation approaches and techniques. We will have time for discussions and Q&A after the talk, huh, Chan?
Yes, definitely. Yes, yes.
So if any of you haven't joined a member, please consider joining our member. And also, we appreciate any support that we can get as we run solely based on donation. And also teachers are offering their teachings for free. If you wish to offer dana to the teacher, please indicate in your donation description as this dana for teacher. So I will put the link in the chat later on how you can support AEB and the teacher. So tonight we are very thankful again that a very special, very knowledgeable and very down-to-earth teacher, Miss Chan Sirimanne, has very generously come and share her knowledge on how we can combine concentration and awareness in our practice. And she called it the wings of the bird. So Chan works as a researcher and writer, and the focus of her interest is the potential mental and physical therapeutic benefits of Buddhist meditations. So her current research is centered on how best to go beyond circular mindfulness to strengthen the mind and improve its emotional landscape using the many different Buddhist meditative practices, its systems of ethics and philosophy, adopting a more holistic attitude to Buddhism. So welcome, Chan, and thank you for being here tonight with us.
Welcome, everybody. Okay, so last time I spoke a little bit about the importance of ethics or ethical behavior and actions as part of developing mindfulness. But today I'm going to focus a little bit more on developing samadhi or concentration. Or, hello, Frank.
Hello.
Concentration or focused attention. This is a little bit different to secular mindfulness, which is very, very popular these days. But there's absolutely, and somehow the idea is that ethics or harmless behavior, not harming oneself or others, has something to do with religions and it limits your freedom. That's really not the case, because we do need a code of conduct, laws, guidelines in our legal systems. Societies can't function if we don't have ethics. So, and in Buddhism, mindfulness is sati, and it's intrinsically a very benevolent type of mindset, because you can be mindful but not do very negative things too. I mean, criminal activities, you need a lot of mindfulness for that. To rob a bank, for example, or put a bomb together, you need a great deal of mindfulness. But that's not what Buddhism recommends. It's samma sati, or good, benevolent type of mindfulness that helps you and other people, rather than just being aware of something. So today, I'm going to just look a little bit at how we can develop concentration or samadhi along with mindfulness, because in Buddhism, they are the wings of the bird, because without both wings, the bird cannot fly. So that's what we are going to look at. But first of all, and the other thing is, insight comes when the mind is calm. And again, there's nothing religious about concentration. You need it to do any activity well, driving or cooking or reading or learning a language. For anything at all, the better concentration you have, you can do it, do the activity in a very successful way. So it's not just about meditation, it's about the way our minds work. So the other thing is, we quite often, it's a wonderful thing to start off any type of meditation with body awareness. That's the first station of mindfulness in Buddhism, where you try to bring the mind and the body together. Because quite often they lead separate lives. They are like a strange couple, you know, they live in different parts of the house. They never meet a cup of tea or a chat. The mind likes to travel quite a bit, goes to the past, to the future, to fantasies, to plans and reviews. So first we start off by bringing the mind into the body, so becoming aware of the body. Quite often we are surprised when a doctor tells us, you have some serious disease, and you think, I never felt anything. But actually the body has been giving you quite a lot of warnings, but you never actually looked carefully at the body. So what we'll do is we'll start off with, I'm going to combine body awareness, its posture, the way it's seated. Right now, I assume all of us are seated. And also the sensations as one meditation. So let's start off with body awareness. What we are going to do is look at the body the way an outsider looks at it, or just a scanner, you know, just impersonally, without taking out the me, this is me, I, my body. We just look at it from the perspective of an outsider. Right now, we are not going inside the body, we are just looking at it from the outside. Okay, let's start off by visualizing our bodies. Let's start with the top of our head. And then come down slowly to the forehead. and then to the face and the neck, and the shoulders, now we go down the right arm, the hand, and the fingers. We go up again, this time to the left shoulder. We go down the left arm, hand, and fingers. We go up again and scan the chest area. We go down slowly to the midriff and to the belly. And then the lower body. Now we go down the thighs, the knees, legs, and feet. Now we do it in the opposite direction, going upwards, slowly and calmly, just looking at each part of the body. Let's do this a couple of times, and I'll let you do this in peace. We are still with the body, scanning each part very calmly, without any judgments, trying to get away from this is my body, me, I. It's like a piece of furniture. We are still with the body, but we shift our focus just a little bit. We focus on its posture, the way it's seated. I assume everyone's seated in a chair or cushion. By the way, mindfulness of the body can be done in all four postures: sitting, standing, lying down, or walking. But right now we are all seated. We note where the feet are, either on a footrest or on the floor. We are we are leaning against the back of the chair, our hands in our lap or on an armrest. Back straight. Okay, we come out of our meditation just for a little bit. Now, next we are going to look at the second station of mindfulness in Buddhism, which is Vedana, translated normally as sensations or feelings. And this is a very important point in the way our minds and bodies work, because it's here in the second station of sensations where we make the decision, oh, I like this feeling, oh, sensation, oh, I hate it. Mm-hmm. This is painful, or this is pleasurable. So it's very good to pay more attention to the way we react to different sensations and feelings. So let's again, now this time we are going inside the body. So far we've just looked at the outside. And we start again. This time we start from our feet upwards. So gradually looking at each sensation or feeling. It could be painful or relaxed, or could be an itchy feeling, coolness, heat, stress, relaxed feeling. So just to become more sharply aware of different feelings, can everyone just raise their right arm above their heads? Keep it like this for a little while and notice that there's increasing tension and pressure because this is not a very natural position. So you note that, oh, it's not very comfortable. I'm keeping my arm up longer and longer. So you notice that, and then you slowly bring your arm down. And then you note, oh, that feels better. It's relaxed, it's the normal position. Now I'd like you to raise your left hand a little bit and make a fist as hard as you can. And notice the pressure, the tension as you keep this fist. And then slowly you open your hand and bring your hand down into your lap. So it's just to get the mind to notice the difference between the relaxed sensation and the tension, the stress. Okay, so now we'll just go inside the body and we'll start, okay, with the top of our heads again, but we are going inside this time, noticing every little feeling or sensation, things that you've never noticed before, the tingling, an itch, cramp, painful, or relaxed, heat or coolness. So again, we go down the body gradually to the neck. See if there's any stiffness or pain. Again, the shoulders. The right arm and hand. Left arm or hand. Then the chest. The stomach, the lower body, thighs, knees, legs, and feet. We notice the points of contact that the body makes with the floor, the feet on the floor, the chair, different parts of the chair, your hands in your lap, touching your fingers, touching each other, or on your armrest, your back against the back of the chair. So we are noticing every little sensation or feeling, the body making contact with parts of the chair. If we look at our bellies, you can feel the rise and fall of the belly. as the breath comes in and goes out, comes in and goes out. And also the breath entering the nostrils, breath going in and going out, going in and going out. And if you pay special attention to the chest area, you can actually begin to feel your heartbeat, pumping blood in and pumping blood out. We are just observing how this piece of machinery works. We don't get caught up in any particular sensation right now. We just move around the body, making a note, but just we move on. So this part of the meditation, the goal is to bring the mind and the body together. Because normally, like I said, the mind is in all kinds of different parts of the world, time zones. So this is actually becoming aware of the here and now. I'm here right now with the body. This actually helps you to do any other meditation types, get into a better concentration level if you start this way. So the 4 stations of mindfulness or sati in Buddhism is the satipatthana. It's actually some translations say foundations of mindfulness, but I personally like the word stations because it reminds me of the railway stations of the city circle. Yeah, you can actually start at any one point and go around. There's no hard and fast rule that you have to start with the body awareness, the posture, sensations, but it's I find it's very useful because it really calms the mind down. It brings the mind and the body together. So the 4 stations, the first one we've already done, body, posture, and actually it's body posture and the breath. And the second one is the sensations or feelings, Vedana. One is the mind. And the 4th station is mind objects or the Dhamma. Also, you can translate it as the nature of reality, the reality of everything. So the next one, the third one, we are going to just look at the 3rd station right now, the mind. So the mind is basically like a crazy monkey. It loves to jump from branch to branch, tree to tree. It loves to swing back to the past, to the future, to reviews, to fantasies. It really dislikes being in one place. In fact, if you think about it, it's the most hardworking thing in the universe. It never stops. It's constantly on the move. It's moving around. And sometimes hundreds of different mind objects. It's quite often, it's not surprising that we have so little energy when you think about it, because, okay, we are forced to give the body a rest, at least in the night, sleep. But what happens when we sleep? The mind still doesn't get a rest because it's busy dreaming most of the time. So it's making up all these stories and dramas. Mm-hmm. So you, basically the mind is never really at rest. So this is a chance to give the mind a rest. Meditation is that's the most wonderful thing about meditation. You say to the mind, listen, you work so hard, give it have a little break, have a Kit Kat. And you find that you get a great deal of energy into the mind. Just like the body, if you never sleep or sit down or lie down, the body gets so tired. But we never think of the mind in that way. We think, oh, it's there, it's running, so what? We wouldn't dare use any kind of digital device these days without a virus scan, right? Virus program. But we never really do the virus scan for our minds. So this is another way to look at meditation, as doing your personal virus scan to look for viruses, remove the annoying and destructive thought patterns, that kind of thing. Okay, so we are going to look at the mind in the same way that we looked at the body. The whole point is to step back a little bit, step back from this this is my mind, is me, it's I'm this mind business, and look at it like the way we watch TV, for example, or watch a movie. We kind of think, oh, okay, when we watch a movie, or we are very sometimes engrossed in the story. We sometimes even get caught up in the emotions, and maybe we cry a little bit, laugh a little bit. We identify with the actors, but still at the back of our minds, we know, oh, this is fake. This is just a story. It's not real. It's done with lighting and actors and cameras and actors in makeup. So it's really not real. So that's the kind of attitude we are trying to cultivate when we look at the mind. Just as with the body, I said, look at it like a piece of furniture, without saying, oh, I don't look too good. Oh, I'm getting old. I'm this, I'm that. I'm too fat, too thin, that type of thing. We get away from the judgment and just have a look at the mind, the way the crazy monkey works. So in our first bit of meditation, we are not going to manipulate it. We are just looking at it in its natural habitat, the way it jumps up and down, thinks about 2 million things, and then goes back to the past, to the future, to fantasies, to reveals. So let's do that for a little bit. And then also we start off with looking at the texture of the mind, the way it is right now, before we look at the thoughts. Is it, are you happy? Is it happy? So think about it as, is it happy? Is it sad? Is it upset? Is it tense? Is it angry or bored? I don't want to do this. I've had enough, that kind of thing. So we look at, I often use the weather when I meditate. When I start to meditate, is it a sunny day in my mind? Is it cold and drizzly, or are there any bushfires or floods or storms? So it's a good way to, because we never get terribly upset about it. We don't take it personally normally, isn't it, with the weather? So in the same way, we are trying to look at our moods and emotions as, okay, here we go. Yeah, lots of anger, thinking about what happened 10 years ago. Oh, here we are. You want to have that piece of cake in the fridge or whatever. So first, we just spend a few moments looking at what kind of mind it is right now, whether its texture, its mood. And then we just watch the crazy monkey at work, without judgment, without trying to control it right now. So let's start. We'll do it for a little bit of time. So let's just close our eyes, go inside the mind, have a look at the landscape. Okay. So how was the crazy monkey doing? So what we are going to do now is give the mind one object. We watched it at work doing all these crazy things, but now we are going to, in order, look at the breath. So just one object rather than 100 in 1 minute. The breath meditation is greatly valued in both secular mindfulness and in, of course, traditional Buddhism. So the Anapanasati Sutta is one of the most important suttas. And this particular meditation is so valued because it has both sati and samadhi, or rather mindfulness and concentration. The mindfulness is becoming aware of the breath, because normally we breathe without any conscious effort. So when we look at when we become more and more aware of the breath, we focus on the breath, what happens is we are basically building up a little bridge between the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. And just focusing on it is the samadhi part, the concentration part, which, by the way, isn't easy. And the second, the other wing, mindfulness, is becoming more and more aware, leading to the insight that everything is impermanent or anicca, as reflected in the breath, because the breath is never still, even for one moment. It's either going in or going out. It's inside the body, now it's outside. So that's the insight that we are to get from watching the breath, while the focusing part helps us with concentration. So the other thing is, if you go deeper into this insight of impermanence, the changing breath, we also begin to understand, oh yes, the breath, not only is it still, one fine day it will stop coming for us. And that will be the end of this life, end of this particular existence. So it does go deeper and deeper into the Buddhist philosophy, the doctrine. So what we are going to do now is, we are going to, now earlier we just looked at the mind, let it, do whatever it wanted to do. Now we are going to give it the order. Okay, just focus on the breathing. Now, even in the sutta, there are different views how best to do the focusing. Some teachers say focus on your belly, the rise and fall of your belly. Some teachers say focus on the nostrils, where the breath is going in and going out. Some suggest visualizing a spot near the nose, or just others say just focus on the sensation of the breath going in and out. This has to do with different interpretations of the Pali Sutta. But what I would say is, our minds are unique. Each of us, we have a unique mind, just like our DNA and fingerprints. So choose what's best, what works for you. So if the visualizing of a spot helps you, then go with it. If you want to just feel your belly going up and down, you can choose that. you should choose what really works for you, because there are different views. And the other thing is, even in the sutta, it says it's not easy for everyone. Some people may find it difficult at first to keep focusing on the breath for a long period. So it recommends counting from 1 to 10 and then backwards again until the mind settles into observing the breath. So if you do have problems with focusing on the breath, that's quite normal, especially at the start. Maybe you're very experienced and you don't have any problems, and that's fine. But if you do have any problems, you can do the counting until you get more used to watching the breath for a longer period. Okay, so let's start with, and the other thing is, I think even in one of the suttas, it says, you can take, what we are doing is we are watching the normal breath. We are not manipulating it. If you do that, you get very tired very easily. And I find this really useful. If you take 3 deep breaths at the start and then go back to your normal breathing. If the mind goes somewhere else, just bring it back again, take a deep breath or 2 so that the mind gets back into the breath. Okay, so let's start with the breath meditation. So now we tell our minds, okay, stop running around, stop jumping up and down. Just focus on the breath. The breath going in and going out. The breath entering the nostrils, leaving the nostrils. We are not going inside the body, we are just noting the breathing process. If the mind wanders off, just bring it back with a deep breath. Okay. How did you go? Were you able to keep the monkey in one place? So now I'd really like to talk a little bit about developing concentration, because the breath meditation, although it's so esteemed, it's not easy for everybody. In fact, Buddha himself is said to have said, oh, look, it's not for everybody. Some people find it extremely difficult. And I personally know so many people who gave up meditation because they said, oh, it's just too hard. The mind keeps wandering off. So, in fact, actually in Buddhism, what it recommends is developing concentration first and then get to other mindfulness and other things. But for some reason, in a secular setting, people tend to think, oh, samadhi is, it's all religious stuff, looking at Buddha statues, etc. There is a meditation on the Buddha and the Dhamma and the Sangha and the Devas, etc. But there is one meditation called kasina, which has nothing to do with religion as such. It's just an external device, but it's a way to train your mind to concentrate better and for a longer period. What it is the kasina means there are 10 different objects, external objects recommended for this meditation, but of course you can even choose something of your own. But the whole point is training the mind to be in one place for a longer period. So this is if you have problems with focusing on the breath meditation. If you don't have problems, then hey, great, go with the breath. And I don't recommend giving up breath meditation, but in addition to breath meditation, this is because it actually helped me, because I was struggling at the start with focusing for any long period with the breath. So what it is there are the four primary colors and elements. So 10 objects in all: air, fire, water, blue, red, yellow, white, etc. With the colors, it's a circular device the size of a plate, which you stare at. But the easiest would be, I find, a flame, a candle flame. So what you do is, by the way, this meditation is very unpopular in traditional Buddhism for some reason. There's a long story of, people who developed only concentration, ignoring, sati and the ethics and everything, and they became villains, super villains. But, this is just a technique to help with concentration. So what you do is you light a candle, keep it at eye level, 3 or 4 feet away, and you sit down and then look at this flame. Try to look at the very center of the flame, not the candle or the surroundings. Focus very, very hard on the center of the candle, the flame. And then you repeat to yourself, mentally or aloud, flame, flame, flame. And after looking at it and thinking this for a while, you close your eyes and you see whether you get an image of the flame. With some people, they get nothing for a long time until they practice this. For others, you get just a bit of light, a spot, sort of a blob or something. Still others, and in Buddhism it says maybe you've done this meditation in your last births or something. You get this beautiful image, not exactly the flame you looked at, but something generated by the mind, like a very bright light of maybe a different color. Maybe, of course, the flame is red, but you might see something blue or green or yellow or whatever. And you focus on that. If you get the image, great. If not, you keep practicing. If you get the image, you try to keep it steady as long as you like. So this is a meditation that can really, and it's a very easy meditation because, unlike the breath, there's no complications. You don't think, oh, should I be watching my belly or the nostrils or whatever? There's no danger of, with the breath, quite often when people relax, they fall asleep. So this one is more clear-cut instructions. You try to get the image stamped in your mind so that you see it when you close your eyes. So that's the whole technique. And it has nothing to do with, religion as such. You're just trying to improve your focus for a longer period. And along with that, if you do your breath meditation, you will find, I can guarantee that your focus improves for the breath meditation as well. So that's one technique to improve samadhi. There are many more in Buddhism, but like I said, some of them are more sort of, either you're focusing on the Buddha statue or the Dhamma, Sangha, etc. Or, of course, skeletons, death meditation, which may not be your cup of tea. So this is a very simple thing to do. and it can really improve your concentration. So at this point, we can, of course, have time, a lot of time at the end to discuss, but have you got any questions or comments, or before I keep going, anything that you want to say or ask or anything at all?
Yeah, feel free to unmute yourself, everyone, if you want to discuss anything with Achan or with all of us. Feel free to ask the questions, or if you feel a little bit shy, you can also put in the chat box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just thought before I go on with another topic, whether
Topics, right?
any
Yeah.
anything to say or any problems that you have, any problems with breath meditation, for example, or focusing for a longer period or anything like that.
I just
Frank.
Yes, I just wanted to say a very deep thank you, darling. You were a fantastic teacher, and you called my attention to the body. For many years now, I was just watching the belly rising up and down.
Yeah.
And forgot the body. So thanks very much. You're doing
You're
very
very
well.
welcome. I'm glad you found it useful. Yes, yes. And you know, some people actually complain when they first start meditating. They say, "Oh, I've got all these aches and pains which I never had." But actually, we had it, but we never actually looked inside. And that's when you kind of notice every little thing, every little pain or stiffness or anything like that. Okay, then any other questions? Is it then? Shall I go on with?
Yeah, you can go on, and maybe we have questions, and we can still continue to ask after. Yeah.
Yes, stop me anytime. It's I'm like a train. I keep going. You're very welcome.
Do give some time for questions then.
Yes, exactly. So, okay, we talked about kasina. We talked about focusing on one object rather than, letting the crazy monkey do 10,000 per hour. One of the meditations that I really love to finish off with is the Metta Meditation. I'm sure all of you are very familiar with it. Loving kindness, because it's the most healing and positive meditation in Buddhism. Sometimes it can get a little bit grim, looking at, everything inside, what's happening. But this really lifts up your emotions, mind, and it also, what it does is it begins to break down the barriers of the walls that we build around ourselves. Me, and other people. So I'm against all the other people in the world, or I can just like only the people in my family or my tribe. So this is basically opening up your, one scholar called it the self-made prison. So you're basically, tearing down the walls to include more and more people. I also call it the sunshine app, our personal sunshine app, which you can turn on, especially when you're down, it's a wonderful tool, again, antidote against depression and the 3 toxins mentioned in Buddhism, which is lobha, dosa, moha. Lobha is cravings or desire. Dosa is anger, ill will, hatred. I don't like this, I don't like you, that kind of thing. And of course, the delusion, especially of the self, I, my, I'm the center of the universe, I'm so important, that kind of thing. So the Metta meditation is I find that it's wonderful to finish off your breath meditation or anything else you're doing with the breath, with the metta meditation, because it really kind of lights up your mind. It brings in the sunshine, and you kind of feel, really physically feel much better. In fact, there's a lot of research going on, even some hospitals using the loving kindness meditation for patients who are very ill, and they notice something really positive happens in the mind. So let's do it a little bit now, and I'll stop maybe 5-6 minutes before time, or just stop me anytime if you have any questions or comments. So let's, quite often, most of our problems, especially mental problems, stem from lack of self-esteem, being very judgmental about ourselves. We are very good at finding fault with ourselves. Oh, I'm not good enough. No, I haven't done well. I have all these faults. I did this terrible thing 20 years ago, 10 years ago. We have all kinds of lists compiled. So this is a good way to break that down as well. So what we are going to do is first bring up a very good feeling, any love or liking or friendliness, affection for someone alive, by the way, it has to be a living person, or even an activity that you enjoy, that you love, even plants and trees, or a pet. And this feeling should be without any conditions, without any attachment. Because normally we, even in our close relationships, it's always a deal. I do this for you, you have to do this for me. Not that, it's just free sunshine. And then direct this wonderful feeling of metta towards yourself. And you say, may I be well and happy. May I be peaceful and calm, wise and patient. May I be free from all types of craving, hatred, ill will, and delusions. I'm good enough as I am, and I deserve excellent mental and physical health and strength. May I be well and happy. Now we gradually direct this wonderful metta that you've developed for ourselves to our loved ones, people close to us, people we love. So may they be well and happy, healthy and peaceful. May they have excellent mental and physical health. We try not to get caught up in any attachments or passions or strong feelings. This is just a little bit like sunshine. You're giving it free, without conditions. Now we send metta to our little group right now, meditating together. May we be well and happy, calm and content. May all of us progress in our meditation. Now we expand our metta to people we hardly know, people on the streets, perhaps our neighbors, and then further and further to people we don't know at all, people living far away, as fellow human beings. We wish them to be well and happy, calm and peaceful. Now we send the same feeling to people we actually dislike or even hate, because we recognize they too are subject to all the problems in existence, to old age, death, suffering. So whatever they've done to us, we wish them well. Be well, be happy, calm and peaceful. At first, this may seem artificial and difficult to do, but it becomes easier with practice. You let all your grudges go, your hatred, your ill will. And finally, we send metta to all creatures, not just human beings, all creatures, great and small, living on this planet with us. May they be well and happy, content and peaceful. All creatures living in the air, earth, and sea, may all of them be well and happy. We finally send metta to even nature, the trees, this beautiful planet that nurtures us. And beyond to the universe. May all beings be well and happy, healthy and strong, calm and peaceful. May all beings achieve Nibbana. Okay, so I think I'll shut up now and let you ask questions. So anything at all?
Yeah, thank you so much, Chan. It's really very beautiful and very, for me, very comfortable. Normally, it's, Thursday is very rush for me after work, rushing,
Yes.
coming back, do this, and then after that, I would think of, how do I, produce the recording and things like that. But you just manage to, your calmness and your steadiness, you just kind of manage to bring me to a state of like, being at the presence. Really beautiful. I really love that.
Thank you. I'm so glad you.
Yeah. And also, I would like to hear from everyone as well. It's like, how is your practice today? Maybe if you like, put in the chat 1 or 2 words to describe your practice with Chan today. And also, it's a secret that I try to steal your words. I often cannot find enough word to describe things. I'm not very good at that.
Oh, you're a tricky lady, Meredith.
Yeah, it's good. Like, everyone probably has a different feeling, just share with everyone, using
anything at all, any comments,
1 or 2 words
questions.
describe your practice today will be very much appreciated. And also just feel free to unmute yourself, just open for discussion, anything. All right. Yes, Bill.
Yes.
Yeah, Bill.
Thank you for this evening. I really, when you rang the bell there a couple of times, I was a bit disappointed because I was feeling
yeah. I'm really glad. That's wonderful, Bill. Because normally, sometimes people wait. Oh, where's the bell?
Yeah. It's like, so fast.
Yeah, but I do have
a very good sign.
Do have a question that you touched upon.
Yeah.
I'm only fairly new to meditation.
Sure.
And one of my problems is, due to my age, I do have a few aches and pains.
Of course.
And I find when I actually sit down on the meditation mats, is when it really takes me 10 minutes or so to get my mind off my pain.
Oh,
you got any comments there?
Of course, that's a wonderful question, Bill. And don't worry about the meditation cushion. Sit wherever you're very comfortable. There's no such, hard and fast rule. You have to keep your spine straight. You have to sit on a cushion. No such thing. Where you're comfortable. And like I said, you can even do mindfulness meditation lying down. Only danger is you sometimes fall asleep. But look, sit in your favorite armchair. Put your legs up. because remember, we are trying to train our minds, and it doesn't matter. Though, I mean, the traditional Buddhists sometimes say, oh, you have to, sit on a cushion, you have to keep spine straight. No such thing. Lean against something if you want to. So absolutely no problem. From today, sit in your favorite armchair. Don't worry about it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Anything else? Anybody else? You must be tired too and be hungry. But anything at all? So, yeah, Frank.
Just one little thing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm nearing 80. And I've been a Buddhist 50, 60 years and always do the morning meditation, walking in my lounge.
Yeah.
And I was so happy to discover that it is 17 steps.
Sorry, Bill, Frank, I didn't catch that.
Yeah. I do my walking meditation in the morning whenever I wake.
Yeah.
I was so happy to discover that it is 17 steps from the door to the bedroom.
Okay.
And I read somewhere that the Buddha's walking, was exactly 17 steps where he practiced.
Oh, wow.
I said, it must not be an accident.
No, you're on the correct path, Frank. That's excellent.
But the problem is, as I age, even when I'm doing all right with the meditation, it becomes contemplation after about 15, 20 minutes. Before I could sit and watch the belly for an hour.
Yeah.
But now the contemplation takes over the mind and the mindfulness because, well, as you age, you have experiences and you learn so much from the Dhamma.
Yeah.
So the thoughts come, but they are sort of a little wisdom in every thought. And what I learned from the Dhamma and from my own life and experiences.
Of course.
So I don't know, to keep up the practice like that and experiencing the thoughts coming from contemplation, from the Dhamma, or just disregard them and watch the stomach rising, falling.
No, look, the whole point of meditation is for insights to rise. That's the whole purpose of calming the mind down. So, of course, if you're getting all these insights, that's wonderful. But the thing to do is, at least I find this useful, you can switch to different types of meditation, like what I mentioned today, loving kindness or kasina or breath. Sometimes the mind gets bored with doing the same thing again and again. So you can, and the walking meditation is, by the way, excellent because it really helps your balance as well from a physical point of view. And so glad you have 17 steps, Frank. Anything else? Any other questions?
Thank you very much.
So yeah, John was describing our meditation as very relaxing. I think everyone feels the same way, very peaceful, and bring your mind to calm.
Yeah.
And Helena, thank you also. Helena felt very homely. This is, I think, exactly how I felt as well. It's very homely. It's like very, it's like not formal, but it still feel very comfortable, isn't it? And very nice. Yeah.
And I hope you like the background. I look like an beam down from space. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
No,
I think it's what Chan, you say about you don't really have to be sitting down and, you know, have to be like in a cushion all the time, which I felt that is really true. Even for example, many of you know that I do hiking, you know, quite often.
Yeah.
So, you know, like hiking, sometimes when you go up hills, it's like, if you really look up and then you see the steps, so you think, oh my God, you know, when you, if you focus that on the future, it's like, oh, how many steps do I have to go, right? But I often kind of bring my mind to the present. It's like I pay attention to, okay, my step, going one step and the second step. It's like, I think that presence, it's like you bring your mind back to the present rather than focusing on, you know, the future that I, you know, I don't know when I reach that future. And it's becoming more comfortable. Like you know, before you know it, you already reached the top, you know. So definitely. I think that is also a type of meditation, isn't it?
Look, it is. Look, walking meditation, people sort of think, you know, it's not that important. It's a wonderful meditation because you actually, like you said, you're forced to be in the present moment. You're thinking of lifting one foot, keeping it on the ground, the next, and then it actually improves your mind-body awareness. And like I said, all our suffering comes from the few thinking, oh, this is going to take so long. I'm tired. Just with the past, isn't it? Oh, that happened, you know, that was terrible, but it's dead and gone. So basically, present moment awareness, it's a wonderful thing. It's very healing, very, very healing.
Yes, true. Well, time now, I'm worried about time. As much as we really want to stay longer, as what Bill say, oh, the bell ring again. But unfortunately, we still are subject to this space and time. Although Chan may be, you know, timeless. Yeah, just before everyone go, just want to let you know that next week we will have Bhante back, hopefully, to give a talk. Hopefully, as you know,
is he okay? Is he all right?
Bhante has not been very well. He's recovering. But you know, sometimes on and off the rheumatoid may come and attack and things like that. But finger crossed that he say he will be back next week.
Oh, wonderful.
So yeah, if everyone's around, can just come to Zoom and you know, say hello to Bhante. I don't know what he's going to talk about, but he will be here. So yeah, keep our finger crossed. Yeah. So yeah, with that, I really appreciate everyone spending your time here, and also really appreciate Chan, your time and your generosity of coming here to guide us with the meditation.
So thank you, everyone. I really enjoyed meditating with you, and I really hope your practice improves more and more, and hope you find the true path.
Yeah, we definitely hope to have you back.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, and have a lovely Easter weekend.
You too, all of you. Have a wonderful, wonderful long weekend. And